Most students believe learning happens when someone explains something clearly enough. If the professor just simplifies it, if the tutor walks through more examples, if the YouTube video finally makes it click, then understanding will arrive. But learning does not happen when someone gives you the answer. It happens when you try, struggle, reflect, adjust, and try again. That process is captured in David Kolb's experiential learning model, one of the most widely used learning frameworks in higher education. At its core, Kolb's model outlines a 4-stage cycle. Concrete experience. You experience learning on your own. Reflective observation. You think about what just happened. Abstract conceptualization. You form new concepts or theories, often with the feedback from a teacher that helps you refine your understanding. And active experimentation. You apply what you learned, which leads to another concrete experience. It's not a complicated model, but it reveals the ideal way to learn anything. Stage 1, concrete experience. Learning begins with action. Concrete experience is not passive exposure. It is not sitting in class. It is not listening to a lecture. It's not watching a tutor solve a problem while you nod your head. Concrete experience begins when you attempt the work for yourself. You have to get behind the wheel and drive, even if you're not sure of the route yet. It is working through practice questions and making mistakes. It is drafting a paper while your ideas still feel unclear. It is engaging in the material even when you feel overwhelmed. This is the stage that many students avoid. It's uncomfortable, it exposes gaps, and it threatens perfection. And perfection is a major barrier to learning. I work at a university, and every year I watch new students wrestle with it. High school came easily to many of them, so they developed perfectionist tendencies. But college is different. It is harder, and perfectionist students are often surprisingly passive. They fear that any mistake will expose them as intellectual frauds, so they avoid situations where they might fail. They hesitate to attempt difficult work without explicit guidance. They want to be shown exactly what to do before they're even willing to try. But college is not designed for passive learners. The purpose of higher education is to develop self-directed thinkers, people who can tolerate ambiguity, people who can attempt something uncertain and adjust when it doesn't go well. The ultimate goal is to become a lifelong learner. Concrete experience requires courage. It requires trying before you feel prepared. It requires accepting that confusion and realizing mistakes are not evidence of incompetence, but indicators that you are learning. Struggle is not the enemy of learning. It is the entry point. Stage 2, reflective observation. Once you have tried, you must reflect. This stage is metacognition. It is the ability to step outside your own thinking and examine it. What worked? Where did I get stuck? What assumption was I making? Did I misunderstand the question or did I misunderstand the concept? Most students rush past this stage. They just want the answers. They get a problem wrong and either feel embarrassed or move on quickly. But without reflection, mistakes remain random. With reflection, mistakes become data. With reflection, thinking and therefore learning deepens. Reflective observation is where growth accelerates. It transforms failure into information. It forces you to identify the gap between what you thought you understood and what you actually understood. You cannot fix what you cannot see. Reflection makes the blind spots visible. Stage 3, abstract conceptualization. After reflection comes refinement. This is the stage where deeper understanding forms. It is also the stage where professors, tutors, and academic coaches play a critical role. But notice something important. They are not replacing your thinking. They are helping you improve it. Perhaps you misunderstood a key principle. Perhaps your study strategy did not align with the type of exam. At this stage, feedback matters most, not because someone repeats the content, but because someone helps you understand why you became stuck. You update your mental framework, you reorganize how the concept fits into your existing knowledge. You are redrawing your map, and that map becomes more accurate, more nuanced, and more usable. Stage 4, active experimentation. Then, you try again. You return to the problem set. You write another draft. You test the revised strategy. You apply updated understanding. If it works, you strengthen the new pathway. If it does not, the cycle begins again. This is how learning actually unfolds, not in a straight line, but in loops. Try, reflect, refine, try again. Over time, these iterations build confidence. You begin to trust your ability to adjust. You become flexible, adaptive, and resilient. Kolb's model reveals a difficult but empowering truth. You are responsible for your learning. Professors and tutors are not the drivers. They are the guardrails. They help keep you from veering too far off course, but they are not steering the vehicle. You are. You will take wrong turns. You may stall. You might even dent the bumper along the way, but no one learns to drive in a parked car. Learning requires motion. If you look closely, you will notice that many educational theories follow a similar pattern: attempt, feedback, adjustment, reattempt. This repetition is not accidental. It reflects a fundamental truth about human development. Learning is difficult. It is inherently iterative. You will fail, you will refine, and then you will fail better. You will refine again. When things feel hard, it does not mean that you do not belong. It does not mean that you lack intelligence. It means that you are inside the learning cycle. Remember this when learning is challenging. Doing hard things is how we become stronger. The road may be uneven, but growth rarely happens on a smooth, empty highway. I'm Dr. Erik Albinson, an education PhD and professional learning and performance coach. If you want to become a calm, self-directed learner who knows how to adjust when things get hard, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Each week, I'll keep bringing you evidence-based learning and performance content. You got this.